Hello everyone, we're finally back after that brief stint. Obviously, we're going to be jumping into the game. It's Cloud9 versus TSM. We're going to jump into the action as soon as possible, and hopefully it should be an exciting one to kick off. Already into round 9 now. 4-4 is going to be the scoreline. It's been quite down to the wire so far, it seems.
Yeah, no, so it looked like TSM got to pistol 1-3-0, and then Cloud9 actually calling it back to 4-3, and then TSM just won the previous round.
Already Skadoodle to kick things off into this one as he lands that shot on towards SEMPHIS. It's going to give them a little bit of breathing room on that CT side.
Yeah, very passive approach here from TSM, just gaining some control, getting prepared to what looks like a little bit of an A play here with FNS up in middle already with an op towards the arch side.
FNS up in hand. Trying to find this peak if you can. Try and get the opening frag. We'll go around the corner, blinded by the light, and gets taken down by Stewie off the back of the pick. Fantastic stuff there. Doodle as well. He's on the scene. Looks like he might try and go for the aggressive peak, but unfortunately, he will get taken down. Not really going to go too fantastically.
Good positioning here from Cloud9. Just very important for Shroud to stay alive down there in pit. He doesn't even have to get a frag or two. Just you saw there staying alive. It cost Stewie to be able to rotate back from library and just peek it for him instead. And now Slemmy with 2 easy frags there, mainly because they had no time.
Yeah, we're just forced to rotate. So it's
I believe it was like 8 seconds left. I don't think they wouldn't even have time even if they ran over there. So Slemmy did them a massive favor in actually killing them. But yeah, 5-4 here now in favor of Cloud9. We'll see here. This is going to be the first round, or the first round that we're actually going to cast the whole round of.
You can see sort of the effects as well. The economy dwindling a little bit on TSM. Not full AKs across the board. They don't actually have those rifles coming out, so could be a little bit of an issue to this one. 2 pistols actually on play. Utility looking quite healthy, apart from FNS. With just the nade in hand. They'll be going for a bit of a B play early on. Everyone just lining up for these nades, it seems. Oh, nice Molotov coming out from SEMPHIS as well. This actually lands at the back of sight to force anyone out of position. Unfortunately, it isn't going to affect anyone on Cloud9 into this one.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see here Stewie as well. Once the smoke comes in, probably going to shoot a little bit, fall back, throw a flashbang. Ooh. Oh, wow, doesn't have armor, Slemmy. Can't even afford it.
Yeah, very fantastic stuff coming out there. Gets dinked down immediately, and it all just went a little bit wrong from that. Twistzz with the 2 entry frags as he just barrages his way into the scene, absolutely brute forcing his way past everyone. Skadoodle's there, trying to utilise this up to get a little flick, but it isn't really going to work out. They're just forced to back off. This is great stuff from TSM. They couldn't deal with that all-out aggression.
Yeah, actually, Slemmy could afford the head armor since he already had a regular armor. He had $800 left. With 100% of the armor left, and you saw there actually that cost him the round.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he got the peak, he got gushed through the little pillar, and then was forced to fall back and in a bad position. Stewie as well, rather than what you usually see as the smoke off CT spawn. You see this flash come in and you fight for the positioning, right? Rather, he ended up just falling back towards coils instead. He also ended up getting picked apart, and then by then TSM already had full use of the bomb side. Getting bombed down as well, and for Cloud9, there's nothing to do there.
Yeah, it was such a shame for him there, because I mean, that's the thing, that was one of the major factors into that round in TSM. Fantastic stuff. They were able to get their way in, kept their composure throughout the round, and did a great job. Didn't go overly aggressive as well. So the economy wasn't fantastic. They didn't want to risk losing those weapons, and they were able to keep an awful lot in their hands. So it's good stuff for TSM.
Oh, well, you see there the reason why they keep on being able to buy both of these teams. Whenever they won rounds, they seem to have kept a lot of people alive, which is obviously good for both teams. A very important round here coming in from Cloud9. End up losing this one, and you're going to be forced on a save. So,
towards with Shroud. He's going to be the main factor, the critical man, and the timing. So unfortunate there. He's pandering around with nades, and that already could have gone so far south. Luckily, he actually was able to hold on to his life in that one. Follows it up with the frag as well on towards SEMPHIS. What else can they do? And away so close here to actually getting that shot on towards nothing, but luckily Twistzz was able to find it in the end. Slemmy hit the ground as well. Skadoodle up in hand in his natural habitat, finds that frag. So he's going to claim one as well over onto his FNS. It's a 3 versus 2. The B bomb site will be the main position in place of assault. Grzesiek and Twistzz as they begin to make their push over. Oh, they've run straight into each other in the smoke. Stewie, confused about what's actually going on, begins to just jump back straight in towards Banana. Had a bit of a hug there.
Yeah, for sure. He tried and knife a little bit as well. I like that for TSM.
Sick as well, boosting up on towards those coils, who spam down, finds the shot on towards Stewie, and the back up on towards Shrouds as well. That's absolutely fantastic. And Skadoodle in a 1 versus 2, the retake on towards the B bomb site with no utility in an AWP, he's not going to risk that.
Yeah, no, not for sure. And TSM actually did the same approach again. You saw 2 rounds ago where Slemmy ended up getting the 2 people in CT spawn. TSM there, massive ruckus on the A bomb site. Stewie2K ends up pushing down all the way down Banana, gets a kill onto TSM, and then for the remaining 2 TSM players, Twistzz and Sick, they know that the B bomb site is completely open. They just storm it. Stewie2K is forced to rotate back outside of Banana to get the bomb down, and 2 incredibly, I was going to say 6 shots from Sick, but that was a little bit too corny even for me. But I must say, actually, TSM for me, I mean, when they started off, even in this league and previously, they're a team that I feel like they're actually improving. Quite drastically, actually, and you know, compare this team to even a month ago, it feels like night and day. It actually feels like they are taking the time to actually look into what they're doing wrong, what they're doing good, and improving by that. And obviously for Cloud9, they also have their latest audition of Slemmy with the new in-game leader role instead of nothing, which I also have taken a little bit of a turn for the better. So, but here we go, Cloud9 obviously on an eco, nice pre-fire.
That's absolutely fantastic there as well. Just going for the pre-fire where there was that potential play. Skadoodle obviously was able to save the AWP, so he went for the pre-fire, works out fantastically, doubles up the frags as well, and now they've just obliterated every single line of defense on that A bomb site. The last 2 men left standing will arrive on the scene. It's nothing can Slemmy. And they're going to have a ridiculously hard task to really achieve even anything into this one. They have 1 flashbang left between the both of them to try and find their way in, maybe get a frag out of this. I believe the best case scenario. Tapping away that P250, wants to find the fragment towards SEMPHIS, but tunnel visioned, focusing towards quad, will be railed down from mid.
Yeah, I mean, great position by TSM as well. Sure, Cloud9 was on eco, but you have 1 guy down in middle and 1 guy up in quad, and as soon as you get the pick on quad, the guy in middle is like, don't peek, I got him. He's going to run over, he's going to try and kill, he's going to rush you, but don't worry, I got you. And that's exactly what happened. Now here we go, just another buy from Cloud9. Probably not the most ideal buy. I feel like they're, you know, the CT rounds are taken away from them, already down 7-5.
A bit of a horrific spot to be in on the side of Cloud9 with the mixed bag buy coming out. Trying to make their way towards that B bomb site. Stewie, this elevated angle could actually be very, very powerful. Great stuff with the 2 frags actually coming out. Shuts down Sick and Twistzz. This has worked absolutely amazingly. Done his job fantastically there, but unfortunately for him, the rest of his teammates are dying all around him. Shroud's going to go down, and it's just left on Skadoodle now. Just sitting over by Speedway, so if anyone is going to push in towards him. I spot out 1 man, but couldn't quite take him down. Connects him with a few little shots. Makes another 76 HP, and he's just going to hunt off the back of this as well. And the great thing is, you know, they're just keeping him busy. Skadoodle has no chance to do anything into this round now, and probably won't even get the frag. So if he's lucky, we'll get away with the M4, but that's the best bet.
Yeah, I mean, look at the bodies there on a archway there. I think it was 3 bodies with one of the TSM members just coming up. It's probably, was it automatic? Yeah, it was automatic. Coming up all the way up mid, getting the rotation, and Stewie2K, the two entry frags he got in the beginning of the round, was essentially useless. Yeah, he got them. It looked like, well, you know, it's a 5-on-3. We ended up winning, saw the bomb, ends up going down, and then it just falls apart for Cloud9. Great lurking from automatic as well, and overall, just great round by TSM, despite losing the 2 entries. Yeah, for Cloud9, it's a little bit sloppy play, I must say. I mean, not sure, we arrived at round number 9, so only seen 5 rounds so far, but Cloud9 seemed a little bit unsynchronized. Stewie2K trying to work rather by himself, and not really that much communication in terms of, he's there, he got the 2 entries, then that's when there needs to be like an amplifier or something, you know, keeping it there.
Talking about Stewie there as well, going in off the back of a flashbang towards Banana for nothing with Julie's in hand, just ran straight into the open. A bit of an interesting decision, didn't really work out, and he is going to get taken down. They do find 1 frag on towards automatic, but even then they're a little bit outnumbered and vastly outgunned as the push comes out towards that B-bomb site. Slemmy, in a position, does get their deagle in hand. Still quite an effective weapon from this distance. He's getting forced out. Molotovs and flashbangs is going to spook him. He does just have to wait for the push to come towards him now, and he's the only one on there, and everyone else from that C side is already on the scene. They're ready to just overrun that B-bomb site. Shroud and Skadoodle just trying to save those weapons. There's no reason to throw them away. Slemmy obviously Deagle in hand, he hasn't invested much into it, but they're not even giving him a chance to get a frag. Skadoodle actually goes for the peak as well and loses that M4.
Look at the anti-eco made by TSM. That is perfect. They take their time, they Molotov off the coils first, and then they go into the bomb site. They double Molotov again over flower pot right here where Slemmy's at. Cloud9, they gave him no chance whatsoever, like you're saying, to actually try and even get a frag here. And just great overall by TSM.
Absolutely fantastic. And now Slemmy just offers himself up as the sacrifice there. Shroud seeming like he's going to be the only man that will actually get away with the weapon he scavenged.
Who's flying potatoes? Is that the observer?
Maybe.
That
could be. That'd be an interesting name for a coach.
No, it say T or CT actually.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
It could be. Okay. I like it. Flying potatoes.
Maybe that's Sliggy's new name.
He should actually change his name.
He's rebranded.
Yeah, he should.
To get rid of all the bad memories.
It's okay, I'm going to reckon later. Don't worry about it. But yeah, final round of the half here. Cloud9 being down, obviously 9-5. Great buy here coming from Cloud9. This is obviously a must-win for them. It's going to be fun to see. Ooh, extremely aggressive play here. Double mollies from both the T's and the CT's, banana. This is very strange. TSM just being able to walk up mid with nothing.
Twistzz very close, didn't he, actually landing that shot towards Shroud. He's trying to hold pit control right now, but he's getting a bit aggressive, going for quite a few faces, and Quad's completely under the control of the T's. Autimatic can find that frag on towards nothing. He does have a Molotov, but that's being used now, dispatched to try and buy him a little bit more time so they don't push out the balcony. Just going for the peak. Nice actually counter boost coming into play from the T's there. Very fantastic stuff. Slemmy finds that frag on towards Sick, but everyone else is getting dropped. It's just left on Slemmy now. One frag already on the board. He's going to need to go on to get a 4K to win this. He's going to get caught off guard with his pants down with a flashbang out. Somehow he's able to readjust. Finds that frag on towards SEMPHIS and keeps the ball rolling. Wants to go for the peak. Still 2 flashbangs and a nade to utilize here if he chooses to do so. Flashbang goes over. He has that all-important kit as well. Charges out. And he achieved, gets tagged down from the sidelines, panicking a little bit, couldn't quite adjust his aim, and Autimatic will eventually drop him, and that's going to be a 5-10 half. TSM on the T side, just obliterating the opposition there.
Yeah, and this yet another mistake from Cloud9 coming in here. They opted to go aggressive on Banana with 3 members, and for the remaining 2 members on Cloud9 holding the A bomb site, they didn't even smoke down middle. They didn't do anything. They just essentially just left it open. So obviously when TSM notices, oh, there's 2 Molotovs down here and also nade at the same time, there are 3 members here. Oh, they didn't smoke up mid, guys. Well, let's go there then. And then you have all control. That's a control that you fight for as a counter-terrorist. You want to make sure that you actually stick there, and even if they take over mid, you at least want to get 1 frag there. Didn't really happen. TSM got to do whatever they wanted, and for Cloud9, just left with not an answer whatsoever. And yeah, just making it easy for TSM.
Yeah, they really did just sort of play into their hands, and it was interesting as well, sort of, Stewie as well was one of these players that is quite flashy in his style of play, but when you're that far down, you're trying to make these massive plays, you don't really have the breathing room for sort of hero plays like that. Didn't really work out, and there would have been potential if they just played together on those close angles. We didn't really see much of that actually coming into effect with the crossfires for the side of Cloud9. Just looked quite sloppy. But now then, TSM on their T side, can they do any better? Trying to take very early banana control. Stewie, the man of the moment, as he's able to just completely obliterate this. A 2K instantly as he taps them both down with the Glock, switches out to that USP as well. Will he find the third and final man trying to defend that B bomb site, checking all the angles, spots him out and lands the shot off onto a Twistzz. Absolutely fantastic stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, great round by Stewie. Autimatic actually pushed in the balcony there. Saw a lot of members from Cloud9 in second mid, so obviously you saw the push there from TSM pushing down bananas. 2 great kills, rushing towards the bomb site, just clearing the bomb site, and then gets the third one as well. And for TSM, not really that much they can do here.
Autimatic will find 1 frag, but unfortunately for him, his brother-in-arms is going to hit the deck, and he'll also follow suit as he goes down to nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, just clarifying that as well. Whenever you do have a round like that, it was a great job by Cloud9 just sticking 1 player down banana or even down at ramp, because chances are when you do have an aggressive play like that, the call will be made that there's a lot of people there, then they want to take a gamble, just trying to sandwich you to the best of their possibilities. If Stu would have ended up going down there, Cloud9 would have been in a lot of trouble. Two or three guys even flanking, and then they have 2 guys up mid just waiting for them to come up. So great overall, and we'll see how they manage to do their anti-eco.
3 players towards that B bomb site, just sort of playing contact. 2 of them towards second oranges, one just sitting at the back of the site. They are actually boosted up as well to these elevated angles that could catch them off guard if Cloud9 do just swing right around the corner and don't actually clear everything properly. Stewie's going to be the one leading the charge. It's quite interesting, obviously, just stacked up on both of the oranges there. And Twistzz just spotting to see if anyone's going to go for that peek. FNS, meanwhile, towards Apps. I think could catch him off guard if he went in for the backstab. Won't be going for that play towards Apps just yet. Stewie still just making his presence known, planting that seed of doubt. He is just the lurk into this. He isn't really going to be the main man. It is going to be that late round A take coming out.
Yeah, Stewie just, like you're saying as well, he's just standing there. He does have an SMG, so by the time they rotate over, he's going to probably get a frag or 2.
Oh, SEMPHIS. If he goes for the peek here, this would be absolutely fantastic. Did capitalise off the back of it, but only got one. Stewie towards the bomb site as well, shredding his way through everyone with that absolute flurry of bullets against those 2 picks. It's great stuff, and it's just Twistzz and FNS left. Spread so ridiculously far apart. You get that pick off on towards Stewie, recover the Mat 10, but he's miles away. An absolute marathon to get towards the A-bomb site. FNS as well, no trigger patience. He just went for the immediate first frag, did get it onto Skadoodle, but Slemmy was allowed the trade. Nothing's going to get that bomb planted, and it's just left on nothing from Slemmy now. A fair bit of utility on Slemmy. And we'll be able to get into these after plants. No real reason to peek into this one as well. And Twistzz, I see Zed in the Mat 10, the only weapon he actually has in his inventory. It's going to be a bit of a hard time for him to retake this. Has to go in dry, peeks out, spots out nothing, but nothing's going to land the headshot and take him down.
Yeah, great job by Slemmy there. You were saying that he was very trigger happy and not actually shooting the first guy, but Slemmy very fast on the reaction there, getting the revenge frag, and 2-on-1 situation, long distance weapons versus an SMG. I think overall it was good, and he actually had to peek there because they had so much HP they could have just saved in pit anyway. So for him to just hold it off and possibly get a frag or 2 if they want to like save in mid would probably not have happened.
Yeah, to try and bring the aggression to them. Once again, this push towards the B bomb site.
This is a weird buy from TSM. Yeah. Bought last round, they buy again. Lose this round, they get to be forced on yet another eco.
Very good, obviously that 157 on 6. And the 4 CZs, they have an awful lot of smokes as well, but they haven't really used any of them. The push just comes out in towards the bomb site. Slemmy's going to find the opening frag with a Mat 10. Just shredding his way through everyone. The CZ Twistzz does eventually come into effect. Gets the opening frag and knocks down Slemmy very low. Hit the ground, but Skadoodle and Stewie, the 2 S's of the side, are just slaying everyone in front of them. Just leaves FNS now with a CZ, and what's he going to be able to achieve? On 1 versus 3, the bomb's quite close towards him by Garden. They have to use quite a few smokes to actually get that and reposition. FNS is just going to walk straight through it as well. Only find a frag, peeks around the corner on top of coils, but isn't going to go his way. Interesting stuff, as you mentioned there. They had 5 smokes and sort of 3 or 4 flashes there. Used none of them.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were playing very defensively there. Just, sure, trying to catch Cloud9 off guard, because obviously no team out there should be dumb enough to buy on the 3rd round, full buy, but trying to take that gamble. Cloud9 just rushing in, like you're saying, no flashes, no smokes whatsoever. And I feel like if you do want to do a buy like that, you want to work together, use a flash once they start smoking, and fight for that position, rather than just playing it very defensively.
Obviously trying to make those pistols work in close angles were their most effective, but they didn't really even get that chance. They were just obliterated as soon as they allowed them to step foot on the site.
And the problem here for TSM as well, it's like you're on the CT side, you can afford to take a gamble or 2 on the T side, because the money will always be there. But on the CT side, your money is always going to be a little bit starved, and you're taking that gamble here where you don't really need to when you have such a great half to begin with. You want to play it safe. You want to make sure you have all the weapons to fight Cloud9's T side.
But that audio cue as well, that close angle will give away the game for TSM, so they were switched on. And they're able to get that frag, and it's just FNS now rotating over. Right on the scene. We see nothing in Slemmy as well. Paranoid just holding towards mid to see if he's going to come for the backstab, but he just runs straight out in front of them. Skadoodle trying to get on towards the site with the bomb tapped away with this pistol. Will actually get taken down as well. Things are looking a little bit sour for Cloud9 right now as FNS is causing a bit of a stir, tapping away, doing damage. Could he find another frag into this one? So very close before Slemmy actually switches on and takes him down with a headshot.
Yeah, and here we go. It's the first weapon round for TSM. See what I can do. Not an op on SEMPHIS. They do have some utility. Not really. Only have 1 Molotov on them though, but all the smokes. And not a. They don't have a defuse kit either. So keeping that in mind, even despite the changes with the bomb timer, you want to play a little bit more aggressive for TSM, making sure that Cloud9 does not get control of a bomb site to play retake, because you're just going to end up getting a lot more stress from it.
Nice use of their early nades there as well, actually transferring a little bit of damage over towards that side of Cloud9 just a few seconds into the round, which could help out later on.
Cloud9 just taking it cool, just making sure. This is the thing on Inferno, obviously why it's getting a little bit of a remake right now. Quite surprised TSM has not opted to use a single nade here on Banana. One flash over from Cloud9 here could actually kill both of them. But as terrorists on this side, you want to make sure you put pressure on the CTs so they use their nades. You don't want to drain that much time. It's already 1 minute, 1 minute down the clock, and look at TSM coming in smoke they have. You still have a Molotov as well, and not really that much pressure coming in from Cloud9 so far.
Yeah. Let's use this counter boost play as well for Twistzz. If they do go for the push round, the smoke's going to block a little bit of the line of sight. It's going to be quite an awkward angle to have to flick up to immediately. If you don't clear it, you should be able to, if not transfer a ridiculous amount of damage, at least get the frag off on towards the first man that peaks.
Cloud9 moving back here towards the B bomb site. I feel like this is somewhat a little bit of a mistake. They haven't really taken control of mid whatsoever still, and you see there on the minimap, TSM with 3 members over at the B bomb site. Now this is the queue. So they're going to be battling 3 guys here from TSM.
Ooh, sick. Because sitting in the bottom of it isn't actually going to affect him as he just holds out, finds that frag on towards Shroud, and there's the follow-up as well with SEMPHIS as he spams down Slemmy. Looking good so far. Skadoodle trying to land that shot. Barely get that frag off on towards autimatic. And then he's going to go down.
Yeah, great hold by TSM. Sick actually. I'm fairly sure he saw those Molotovs before. He didn't move, he didn't really take any damage. Cloud9 was not ready for it. But again, you see there, that's the reason why I said it was a mistake, because when you do have the smokes to your arsenal, and especially like I was talking about on the CT side, you want to make sure that you waste the CT smokes and the mollies. And keep in mind as well, TSM only had 1 Molotov that round. Imagine what they will do when they have 5 and 5 smokes. Then it's going to be even more time. So you want to take the time here. When you see the smoke in middle, you can smoke off one side, archer quad, and just flash over even through the smoke, push up 3 guys, just make the fallback, make them use more nades. Same as Banana. Cloud9 had 2 guys down in Banana. TSM were actually down by the pool area, and not even not a smoke left, or they had smokes, but they didn't even place anything. One flash over, you could have probably gotten both. Or even if you didn't end up getting anyone, one flash over would have forced it back and used their smokes a lot earlier. Instead, you wait until 1 minute. They still have pretty much all their smokes, all the mollies, or that one molly, and then you end up going down in the middle, and that's a cue for, oh, it's a fake. He ended up going down. There's no one else here. Fall back, and then 3 versus essentially 4 on the B bomb side, which is already hard enough even with only 2.
I mean, that's the thing as well. Like, we saw them whip out the one aggressive push where TSM, they tried to have the 1 man on the site. They pushed 2 players down to try and gain banana control. They had the smoke at that round. If they would have got banana control, could have smoked it off and rotate players off, just leave 1 man there to defend aggressive banana. That's the one time we've actually seen them try and gain that aggressive banana control. It is so vital. You can then distribute your men much more effectively across the map, obviously stacked towards that A bomb site. You have that map on lockdown. You don't have to worry about banana being a massive leap late into the round. You have a lot more time to rotate as well, because you're going to find out if the contact's there a lot earlier on into the round. But they've never gone back to that. They tried it the one time, didn't go successfully for them. Even when they've had a massive investment into nades, like the odd round we said where they went for the 5 CZs and 5 smokes, they didn't go for anything like that. There was no sort of shock and awe style play. Played it out like a gun round with a stack, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, compare it to TSM's T side as well. When Cloud9 opted to go push banana, right? Then again, lack of smokes in the middle, and TSM took advantage of it. This time, for Cloud9, they need to revert back and they need to do the same, right? Where it's like, well, if TSM makes it, oh, I love this from TSM. Here we go.
Absolutely charging down mid. And the aggression basically just going for an all-out push from all angles. And SEMPHIS is actually going to be very effective with that AWP as well. Lands the shot off on towards Shroud. Stewie2K does eventually bring it back as he tames him with that shot through mid. Fantastic. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 now. Pretty absolutely massive as well, as nothing catches Sick off guard as he popped out towards balcony. FNS is there, trying to recover it a little bit, focusing towards pit. Needs to try and land the shot. Nothing with a nade out will get taken down. He's trying to get the flash off before he went for the aggressive push, and it's just left in a 2 versus 2 now. A lot more utility on that side of Cloud9, but maybe I'm going to choose to use it. They have the all-important kits for TSM. If this gets into a situation where FNS gets picked off and they would need to go for the retake, FNS waiting out, spots that Stewie by can fit. Slemmy trying to recover this AK. The spam getting a little bit too wild as he taps away. Not quite sure where FNS position actually is as well. The nade goes out, trying to transfer a little bit of damage over. Will spot out another man in autimatic, but couldn't land the shot. And TSM pick up the round.
Why didn't Slemmy have an armor that round? He had $1,000. He didn't kill anyone that round either. He had AK, full set of nades with no armor. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Extremely weird. But yeah, I love that approach coming in from TSM in the beginning there. Just essentially ruining all like everything that Cloud9 was talking about during the timeout. It's like, oh yeah, let's do this. You know, they're not pushing, blah blah blah. Let's take over banana, blah blah. And then TSM was like, well, why don't we just push out mid? You know, everything. You know, maybe you want to do an execute. I don't really care. We're just gonna rush out. Looked, it was a close round, but essentially you're putting Cloud9 on tilt here.
Yeah, you're sort of playing against their strengths in that sort of scenario. They weren't really ready for it. And this is what I was saying before. We only saw that one level of aggression coming out from them in the past. So they weren't ready for it. It's been quite a few rounds of downtime. The pace has been set fairly slow. That high tempo play did just catch them vastly off guard. But here comes the push. They all begin to flood into that choke point towards the B-bomb site. And Sick is just going to rip his way through all three of them. All that comes in for the final 2K. And that is a very quick round there. No chance of really achieving anything against that. No damage to the side of TSM or getting the bomb down.
Yeah, no, I mean, 4 flashes coming in from Cloud9, all they were very short. I think the one came over to see this bomb, but all the other 3 were essentially just making sure that no one was playing aggressive for TSM, but they were playing very far back, didn't really get flash whatsoever, and yeah, it was just a stomp. Here we go once more, Cloud9 with a semi-decent buy. Obviously have all the AKs and they do have all the smokes, but a limited amount of flashbangs. So when you have this, obviously you have 2 options. You either do a set play, you have 2 Molotovs as well. You have a set play towards B with the Molotovs and smoking down, calls and spawn, and use the flash to your advantage. Or you have to just play very aggressive here with the flashes you have, make sure that you catch a member of TSM off guard, or just making sure that they waste a lot of nades and utility.
Try and make your life so much easier off the back of that. And we're given a fair bit of map control as well, starting to tiptoe in towards apps. No one knows really to counter him. Seemed like it will sort of be that mid take early on. 3 men stacked towards Arch, though. This should be a very easy round for TSM to actually lock down when they go for this mid play if they continue on this.
Yeah, nades over in mid for TSM as well. For Cloud9, just looking at the situation for TSM, still have 1 smoke left, 3 mollies though, and 45 seconds left to go. Cloud9 just really have to work together here. Smoke off one side here, and then just try and go for an aggressive play.
That's going to be the first peak. Stewie walking straight into the crosshairs of SEMPHIS as he dispatches in with the AWP. And now things to take a bit of a sour turn. They want to barrage their way up Arch side. If they don't check the angle, Twistzz, he's going to be ridiculously massive until around the 2K comes out as he just claws his way for everyone in front of him. The headshots on display. Shroud peeks around the corner. Nice little juicy tap there into the head of SEMPHIS, though. Brings it down into a 2 versus 3. What else can he bring to the table into this one? Checking all the angles. Not a lot of time. He gets picked off. Didn't quite spot out FNS quick enough. Nothing was there to get the trade, but it's a little bit too late. Has to commit to the bomb plant right now. He's got no other option. The pre-fire comes in, they begin to just charge onto him, and they get the frag easily.
Yeah, same thing again there, TSM, or Cloud9 even, just picking out middle. I do not believe... Oh, Cloud9 tactical pause now. I thought they were the ones that actually did the tactical pause before, so so it was actually TSM before. All right, that's cool.
I guess, yeah, it makes sense. Obviously, they lost quite a few rounds in a row on the T-half there off the back of the pistol. That was 5 rounds in a row that they lost, so they wanted to try and nip that in the bud. Didn't want it to get too out of hand. Makes sense for them to switch that up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was going to say, which replay is this? But yeah, for Cloud9 again, there needs to be more communication there on what to do, especially with the lack of utility you have. Again, I was talking about, you know, you don't want to spend everything just to gain control, maybe one flash or maybe whatnot. But when I believe it was like 35 seconds left when SEMPHIS ended up getting that first initial frag in the middle, and that's obviously when you need to put a snap on and smoke something off. Instead, rather you end up just going up Arch, getting shut down, 2 frags there, and then yeah, lack of time overall. So for Cloud9, it's going to be interesting to hear what they actually do end up talking about. With the amount of money that they have essentially nothing, like 3.2K. I think maximum is shroud on 3.6K, but yeah, very, very little amount of money here, and obviously 14-9 in favor of TSM. Probably going to be expecting a Tech 9 buy here with armor and a lot of utility and go for a heavy execute somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it does sort of look like they've got into this scenario where they have become quite complacent now because nothing's really been changing as well. As you were saying, they didn't check sort of that very sort of obvious angle as they're going around towards Arch. It's one that, when you're going for that sort of peek, they had Freeman there, went for the flash over. They could have cleared it at that point. If anyone was peeking from sort of library side, you would have been all right to actually try and clear that angle. Didn't do so and just got massively capitalized off the back of it.
Yeah, no, and that's because of lack of time.
Yeah.
You know, you're stressed. You're like, you're getting a call from, I don't know, from someone from Cloud9. It's like, oh, there's only 30 seconds left. We have to go. We have to go. We have to go. And what happens is that, oh, we got to get to the bomb site as well. Then you're gonna cheat yourself and you know, cut in some corners. And what happens is, you know, you have a position like that, and again, it costs you rounds. So then you want to make sure coming into the next round, it's like, okay, we need more time. Maybe if it's only 5 seconds more time, at least give us more time to actually clear out the corners, and then possibly we could turn this round around.
Just a little more time, a little bit of a buffer. And that's really what Cloud9 need. They need some way back into this because TSM, they've barreled out of hand at this point. They have no way to really counter them, and they have to lock it down soon, or else this is really going to be TSM's game to lose if they carry on at this rate. An awful lot of apps control actually been taken by Cloud9 into this one. Seems like it will just be a straight balcony burst with 2 players coming up mid through quad side to try and pinch their way out into that site. Nice use of the smoke there from FNS as well. We'll buy him a little bit more time, and this could be ridiculously huge. Sick coming from behind, gets the information and gets the frag as well as he shuts down Slemmy. Meanwhile, towards pit, Twistzz and Co spamming away these M4s, just tearing their way through everyone. The outburst doesn't even get to happen as they just get picked off far too early.
Yeah, I mean, great read again by TSM. Cloud9 opting on the save. TSM probably had the same approach, same line of thinking that I had, where it's like, well, they're probably going to buy a little bit here and just go for like a straight out execute. TSM doesn't spot anyone in Banana. Not a single player. Ends up pushing down, ends up flanking them, and by then, great smoke coming in from FNS as well, as soon as the execute is happening. And Cloud9 just getting out-read here.
They just have no answers to bring to the table, and every time they try and switch things up, TSM are just on the ball. They're being able to really just shut them down. Into this one, it really is do or die. If they don't pick up this round, TSM are going to be walking away with the first map on Inferno.
Have they smoked down Banana yet? Or yes, they have. Okay. So it's a little bit better. Gain some control. It's 1 minute 15 left, obviously, and they already started smoking. So keep this up for Cloud9, and by the time it reaches the 30-second mark, the only thing the TSM will really have are Molotovs, and that's when you want to use the obviously smokes and stuff. Fake coming in from Cloud9 here as well. Great job spending or wasting nades for TSM. And the only thing that costed Cloud9 was 1 smoke.
Still getting ready, biding their time to try and make this push towards that A bomb site. Stewie seems to be the man that might be actually trying to lead the charge going for the entry. Look at this tight little pick swanger there as well from SEMPHIS. He's beginning to reposition, sort of second guess a little bit. Nothing. Just waddles out as he just slowly tiptoes for apps. Accidentally offers himself up to Twistzz, and he's going to be able to take that one. He's a hungry boy. Coming in from behind as well. SEMPHIS now repositions, lands the headshot, wallbang on towards Skadoodle. So he's going to find that frag on towards Twistzz. That bomb will go down. It's a 3 versus 4, but it's looking so very shaky. Meanwhile, towards B as well. Shroud holding just on the back of the smoke perfectly. So he just counters all the rotates, locks down that CT side absolutely fantastically. And this is just glorious stuff. FNS could catch him off guard because he doesn't have to come all the way back round through mid, but wanted to reposition time really not in his favour. And it just leaves SEMPHIS in a 1v3. I mean, really, might as well just back off and save the AWP into this one.
Yeah, no, there's no point in going for this again. It was actually looking bad again for Cloud9. They had the same approach. Once they executed, Slemmy was the only one with the smoke grenade left. He ends up saving it when they hit up mid. They could have used it to smoke off Arch, and SEMPHIS would have not gotten that kill there. Rather, instead, he saves the smoke for the after plan position. But again, you have to keep in mind, you need to get there first. So essentially, if SEMPHIS was a little bit earlier there on that pick, Cloud9 would have been in a much worse situation than they currently were. So again, use the smokes, clear an area, smoke it off, just make sure that you will not get shot in the back. Great round by Shroud, by the way, from actually lurking over to B, getting those 2 picks. Something that we need to see more from Cloud9 as well, just taking advantage of the fact that TSM will always be rotating somewhere. Regular standard approach here again from Cloud9. I'd love to see the same thing again here. Same approach in the beginning of the round. The beginning of the round for Cloud9 before was perfect. Just gain some control, have TSM use their nades, even if it costs you a bunch of nades as well. You want to make sure that by the time you hit the bomb site, they have nothing. That's what we're trying out here. You know, one Molotov already gone. Here comes the first smoke, 115, pretty much the same timing as the round before. And now for Cloud9, they can just fall back. They can leave one person there, which they are, shroud again. The other two fall back, works towards mid.
It's popping out as well, finds that headshot off on towards nothing, and Slemmy's going to get dropped. Fantastic stuff by Twistzz and FNS. They're playing together absolutely fantastically. Towards that big bomb site. Trying to just once again cause a little bit of havoc, force them to focus towards being SEMPHIS. So close lands the shot, but the whiff's actually coming out. Stewie, you can see the over-aggression. He is so vastly hungry for this kills. He's just trying to bait him up, going for the shoulder peek, doing a great job, but unfortunately couldn't quite land the spam down onto him, and this round's just ballooned out of control so ridiculously for TSM. With just 2 men left standing, Skadoodle and Shroud going to hit that ground quite quickly even, as autimatic comes in for the final 2 frags. That's a 16-10 scoreline on the first map, and Inferno going to be going the way of TSM.
Yeah, and I mean, it was already looking grim there when Stewie2K went up arch, but trying to wall that little corner there when SEMPHIS is clear there with an op is probably not the best of ideas. I think overall, TSM played great. From what we saw, obviously we missed the first 8 rounds on their T side, so we have really not really too much of an idea on what happened there. But winning the pistol, winning the 3 other, winning the 3rd one, and then Cloud9 crawling it back a little bit. But I mean, Inferno has always been a map where Cloud9 have always struggled on. Yeah. Even back in the Sean Garris era, it used to be always one of those maps where they always thought that they were great at it, and then they come in and they never win an official game on it. Sure, lucky for them, obviously coming into the next major or even the upcoming tournaments, Inferno will not be played anymore, which is probably a blessing in disguise for them, because Cloud9, Nuke, for example, used to be a map that they played a little bit at least, or they could play it rather than Inferno, where it was obviously never really in their arsenal, even though they thought so. But yeah, coming in here, Cobblestone, I'm actually not sure who picked Inferno. I hope there was TSM. Otherwise, okay. So thank God. So this is obviously Cobblestone. This is going to be next map, which is going to be Cloud9's pick. Hoping that we're going to be a little bit more synchronized there and a little bit more teamwork and a solid game plan coming into it here.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they really need to bring their A game to sort of try and claw this one back, because that 1 map deficit's already there. And the best thing sort of for Cloud9, really, they have to take this as a best of 1, because you imagine that sort of getting into them. There was a lot of potential. They could have still actually gone through to pick that one up, but it just seemed like it was too little too late when they finally started to sort of find a few answers and change things up, especially on their T side. After that pause, it definitely helped a lot. And you wonder if that would have been a potential factor if they would have just called for that pause earlier, taken that step back, because oftentimes you do get that tunnel vision, you know? You get quite restricted. You don't have that 3rd person view, and these simple mistakes that you could counter if you just had that slight outlook and try and work out what's going wrong, where you don't when you've got that tunnel vision when you're playing.
No, and I mean, keep in mind, TSM actually gave them a way in back into this game of doing this little sloppy buy where it's like, well, normally you end up, you lose pistol, you buy, then you save, and then you buy weapons. Rather than you lose pistol, you buy again, and then you save, which was TSM did. So Cloud9 essentially got 4 free rounds there, and so TSM, that was one of the biggest issues I've seen with TSM's play, and that was the sole reason, or the sole issue, where it's like you're in the lead, you are taking a gamble that you don't really have to. They ended up obviously winning anyway, but again, gave Cloud9 an in. That's when you want to take advantage of, right? And it didn't really happen.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well, obviously coming into a map like this, we saw that was TSM's pick. Are they going to be able to keep this going? Is this something that they actually have in their structure, or will it be shut down? You know, how much sort of stability do they have? Their map will look very effective if they can see this through, and Inferno sort of the structure and their sort of foundations, we can see that going through into the rest of their map pool, then they might have a lot of structure there. It seemed like there was an awful lot of communication, but just ins and outs potentially, so they need to try and keep everything tight-knit into the second map. And obviously that is going to be Cobblestone. That'll be coming up in just a few moments. We'll just be heading over to a short break, guys.